I've made a lot of videos on compression and at least a few videos where I talk about parallel compression and how I like to set up parallel compression in my projects. And from time to time, I've got this question of why I don't just use the dry wet knob when it comes to setting up parallel compression. Because technically, if I set this anything less than 100%, I guess is technically parallel compression. So if I go down to like 50%, then only half of the signal is being compressed and the other half is dry. And the reason I don't like to do this is because you just have a lot less control. This is the drums I'm working with, so they sound like this. And I usually just route the kick outside straight to the master. I never touch the kick for the most part. So I'm gonna go ahead and just turn the kick off, and so now you'll just hear the percussion elements. I've got quite a bit of this snare thing going on, but it's going to work for this example. So let's go ahead and hypothetically, if I were to do parallel compression, I'd do a lot of heavy compression, do really fast attack. Let's just bring it up to 10-to-1 ratio, and then I'll bring down the threshold. Now that can work, and I'm not telling anyone not to do that, but I want to show you what I like to do instead and why you have more control over it. So if I take the same compressor and now I hit Control G, and then now I go down to here and I do create chain. Well, this is basically creating two different signals. Now I have this compressed version, and I'm going to actually bring it up to 100% wet. And now I have this dry version. And now if I leave them like this, you can tell the volume got louder because we kind of like doubled up the signals. And so what I like to do is I will now heavily dial this compressor in to compress this signal, this chain. And I'll usually take both of them and just turn them down equally a bit. So like something like this. But then now what we can do is I can have the dry signal here, and I can take the really compressed signal, I can turn this down, maybe like that. And now, see how much more control I have over actually dialing these in? So I have control over the dry, and I have control over the compressed signal, and now I can actually just take a listen. And I can mess with these, and I'm not going to take the time to do it right now, but I can, as you can see, I can dial in the volume of the heavily compressed version, and I can, if I wanted, I could have a really compressed version and then take down the dry version, or I could have the dry version be a lot louder and then take down the compressed version. Usually that's what I like to do, is have the kind of uncompressed version and then kind of put the really compressed version underneath, and I just kind of like put them together like that. And that's the sound that I like to get when I do parallel compression. You just have more control over it. And so I just want to make this a quick video to really explain that, because if I do what I just showed you now versus just going like this and now dialing in dry and wet, like I don't even know what I'm doing here when I do that, And so, yeah, for some things I might just use the dry wet knob if like I'm doing some saturation or whatever, or especially obviously like reverb or something, but for compression, for me, when it comes to having a compressor like this and then dialing this in, it's so much easier just to like create an effect rack and then create a chain and then dial it in like that. And so that's why I like to do that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you'd enjoyed. And if you're looking to really master this stuff and get good at mixing and mastering your tracks as fast as possible, go ahead and look in the description below and book a Zoom call with me, and we'll see about getting you enrolled in my course/community. So I look forward to talking to you soon, and I'll see you guys again next time.